Hello everyone, myself Vinay Kumar. I'm pursuing PhD in physics. So in this particular YouTube channel, I'll be teaching physics, chemistry and mathematics starting from 8th standard till 12th standard. So if you want to learn physics, chemistry and mathematics, then please do subscribe to my channel. So in my previous videos, I actually started the new chapter of 9th standard mathematics that was on polynomials. So this is the chapter 2 of 9th standard mathematics where I have explained the basic concepts of polynomials and also I have explained the exercise 2.1 questions. So in this particular video, we will further look into the concepts which are there in this particular chapter after exercise 2.1. So the next concept which is there in this particular chapter is zeros of a particular polynomial. So let us take one example here. So here whenever you have certain polynomial, so let's say p of x is equal to 5x square minus 3x plus 7. So here you have to take p of a. That means whenever you substitute a in the place of x, then this particular polynomial should be equal to 0. Then this particular a is known as 0 of a particular polynomial. So then this particular a is known as 0 of p of x. Here the polynomial which we are considering is p of x. So p of x polynomials 0 is a if and only if p of a is equal to 0. So now you know if a particular polynomial p of x is there, then p of a, if it is equal to 0, then a will be the 0 of this particular polynomial p of x. So 0 of this particular polynomial p of x is a if p of a is equal to 0. And in order to calculate this a, you have to factorize this particular polynomial p of x so that you will get the 0 of that particular polynomial. So now if you try to factorize this particular 5x square minus 3x plus 7, then you will get root of this particular polynomial and hence you will get the 0 of this particular polynomial. Don't worry about factorization. I will teach how to factorize a particular polynomial in my next videos. So in this video, we will try to understand what is the 0 of a particular polynomial. So now we have x minus 1 as a particular polynomial. So what can be the 0 of this particular polynomial? So this is p of x. So p of x is equal to x minus 1. So now p of x is equal to x minus 1. So take x minus 1 is equal to 0. So if you take x minus 1 is equal to 0, then you will get x value as 1. So now you can take p of x as p of 1 and substitute 1 in the place of x. So that means 1 minus 1, that is equal to 0. So here clearly you can see p of 1 is equal to 0. P of 1 is equal to 0 for this particular p of x polynomial. So that means here 1 is the 0 of x minus 1. So x minus 1 is a polynomial and 0 of this particular polynomial is equal to 1. This particular 1 is also known as the root of this particular polynomial. So in this particular equation, you can consider this 1 as the root of x minus 1. So root of this particular polynomial x minus 1 is equal to 1. Now let us take example of a constant polynomial. So now let us take example of constant polynomial. So any number you can take. So for example, if I take 5 as my number, so 5 is a constant polynomial. So what is the 0 of this particular polynomial? So I said that whenever you substitute value for x or any variable in the polynomial, that particular polynomial should be equal to 0. Then only that particular value what you are substituting for x can be known as 0 of this particular polynomial. So now here there is no variable in this particular constant polynomial. So I can take x power 0 as the variable for this particular constant polynomial, because x power 0 means anything power 0 will always be equal to 1. So 5 into 1 will be again 5. Because if you substitute anything in this particular x position, then anything power 0 will again be equal to 1. So always this particular value will be equal to 1 only, because here power 0 is there. So anything power 0 will always be 1. So that means always this will be equal to 5 into 1, which is equal to 5. So that's why constant polynomials do not have 0. So constant polynomial do not have 0 for this particular constant polynomial. So that means non-zero constant polynomial. So that's why constant polynomial can also be known as non-zero constant polynomial, because this particular polynomial doesn't have any zero associated. So that's why these constant polynomials are known as non-zero constant polynomials. We will try to solve exercise 2.2. So in exercise 2.2, coming to the first question, here you have find the value of polynomial. They have given one polynomial in this particular first question, that is 5x minus 4x square plus 3. So this is the polynomial which they have given in this first question. In that first question, you have 3 sub questions. So that means you have to find the value of this particular polynomial at that particular positions. So when x is equal to 0, what will be the p of x value? So when you substitute 0 in this particular polynomial, then it will become 5 into 0 minus 4 into 0 whole square plus 3. So this term becomes 0, because 0 multiplied by anything is always 0. So the only remaining value is 3. So p of x is equal to 3 at x is equal to 0. So that means whenever you substitute x is equal to 0 in this particular p of x polynomial, you will get 3 as the answer. Similarly, the second question in the same first question, here you should take x as minus 1. So at x is equal to minus 1, what will be the value of p of x? So that means here p of minus 1 is there. So minus 1 into 5 minus 4 into minus 1 whole square plus 3 will be there. So here minus 1 into 5 is minus 5, minus 1 whole square is plus 1. So plus 1 into minus 4 will be minus 4 plus 3. So minus 5 minus 4 plus 3 is there. So minus 5 minus 4 is minus 9 plus 3. Minus 9 plus 3 is equal to minus 6. Now coming to the third question in the same first question, here at x is equal to 2, you have to find the value. So p of x is now equal to p of 2. So p of 2 means it is 5 into 2 minus 4 into 2 square plus 3. So 5 2s are 10 minus 4 into 2 2s are 4. So minus 4 into 4 is 16. So minus 16 plus 3. So 10 plus 3 is 13. 13 minus 16 is minus 3. So p of 2 is equal to minus 3. Coming to the second question in this particular exercise, here you have to find out p of 0, p of 1 and p of 2 for the given polynomials. So that means in the place of variables you have to substitute 0, 1 and 2. So I'll just solve one question. Remaining questions you can solve on your own. So I'll solve the first question, because these are all just practice questions which you have to practice multiple times to understand. So I'll solve one particular question here. So p of y is equal to y square minus y plus 1 is there. So now let us solve p of 0. So p of 0 means you have to just substitute 0 in the place of variable. So here variable is y. So p of 0 is equal to 0 square minus 0 plus 1, which is equal to 1. So now p of 1 you have to solve. P of 1 means you have to substitute 1 in the place of y. So that is 1 square minus 1 plus 1, which is equal to 1. So now you have to substitute 2 in the place of y. So p of 2 will be equal to 2 square minus 2 plus 1. So 2 square is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. So p of 2 is 3. P of 1 is 1. P of 0 is again 1. So I have solved p of 0, p of 1 and p of 2 for this particular first question. So remaining second, third and fourth question also you have to substitute 0, 1 and 2 and calculate p of 0, p of 1 and p of 2 for those respective polynomials in second, third and fourth question. Coming to the third question, here you have to find out whether the given value of x is 0 of that particular given polynomial. So for example, here in the first question, in this third question, you have polynomial p of x equal to 3x plus 1, and x value what they have given is minus 1 by 3. So you have to see whether minus 1 by 3 is the 0 of this particular polynomial. So what do you mean by 0 of a particular polynomial? If you substitute a particular value, a particular real number for that x or that variable, then that polynomial should be equal to 0. Then that number can be known as 0 of a particular polynomial. So now simply you just substitute minus 1 by 3 in the place of x and check whether that will be equal to 0 or not. If it is not equal to 0, then x is equal to minus 1 by 3 will be not the 0 of this particular polynomial. So we'll try to solve this. So p of minus 1 by 3 will be equal to 3 into minus 1 by 3 plus 1. So what is 3 into minus 1 by 3? Here 3 and 3 gets cancelled with each other. So minus 1 will be remaining. So minus 1 plus 1 is equal to 0. So that means p of minus 1 by 3 is equal to 0. So that means here minus 1 by 3 is 0 of this particular polynomial p of x, which is equal to 3x plus 1. So p of x is equal to 3x plus 1 for this particular polynomial. Minus 1 by 3 is the 0 of this particular polynomial. Now we look into the second question in this third question. Here you have p of x is equal to 5x minus pi, and here they have given x value as 4 by 5. So here p of x is equal to 5x is there. So 5x means it is 4 by 5 minus pi. So here 5 gets cancelled with each other. So you will get 4 minus pi. So pi means it is nothing but 4 minus 3.142, and it goes on like this. So here when you subtract this particular pi with 4, then you will get certain number, certain irrational number you will get. That means here this is not equal to 0. So this particular equation is not becoming 0. That means here 4 by 5. So that means here 4 by 5 is not 0 of polynomial p of x, which is equal to 5x minus pi. So here this is 5x minus pi. So for this particular polynomial 4 by 5 is not 0 of this 5x minus pi. So to understand this particular third question, I have solved two questions in third question. Remaining question you can solve on your own. You have to just go on substituting the x values given there and see whether the polynomial is becoming equal to 0 or not. If it is becoming equal to 0, then that x values are 0 of that particular polynomial. If the value of that polynomial is not equal to 0, then the x value what you are substituting is not the 0 of polynomial. So for example, I have solved first and second question. Remaining questions you can solve in this particular third question. So now we will move on to the fourth question. Here find the 0 of the polynomial in each of the following cases. So here they are not giving any 0 of the polynomial and they are not asking to verify. Here you should only find out the 0 of this particular polynomials given. Here the first polynomial which they have given is p of x is equal to x plus 5. So how to find out 0 of a particular polynomial? So if a is the 0 of a particular polynomial, then p of a is equal to 0. Now we don't know what is the value of a. So directly you can take x plus 5 is equal to 0. So that means here x is equal to minus 5. So whenever you substitute x as minus 5 in this particular equation, then p of minus 5 will be equal to minus 5 plus 5, which is equal to 0. So that means here minus 5 is the 0 of this particular polynomial. So that means minus 5 is 0 of this particular polynomial p of x is equal to x plus 5. So minus 5 is the 0 of x plus 5 polynomial. Now I will solve one more problem in this particular fourth question. Let me solve the fifth problem. here you have p of x is equal to 3x. So here also you can straight away put 3x as 0 and x is equal to 0 by 3, which is equal to 0. Anything 0 divided by anything is always equal to 0. So x is equal to 0. So that means 0 is the 0 of this particular polynomial. So 0 is the 0 of this particular polynomial p of x, which is equal to 3x. So that means 0 is the 0 of 3x polynomial. So I have explained how to find out 0 of a particular polynomial, and I have also explained what do you mean by 0 of a particular polynomial, and I have also explained how constant polynomial doesn't have any 0. So now this comes to an end for this particular video. The factorization, how you should do for a particular polynomial, that I will be teaching in my next videos, and also I will be explaining what do you mean by remainder theorem and factor theorem in my next video. So until then, if you want to learn more physics, chemistry and mathematics like this starting from 8th standard till 12th standard, then you have to subscribe to my channel. Please do subscribe to my channel and stay tuned with my channel. Thank you.